Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know. Gay people and an LGBTQ plus geeky at 9 in the freaking morning? Whose idea was? Oh, yeah, that was my idea. I'm sorry. But see, that's why I'm still in bed. Me? I'm FayWhat? And I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Crime-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too? If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we're live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand. It's Monday, February 27th, 2023. It is time to kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What else did you think about? I don't know what to do with a boy in bed anymore. I would have to YouTube it. But there's probably a YouTube somewhere. What does a lesbian do with a gay boy in bed? Without clothes.
Cry.
Cry. Cry. Or maybe call in next and say, maybe I was wrong. Our first segment is called Gay Boys in Bed with FayWhat. This morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, adult performer and star of For the Love of Dilfs on Out TV, Alex Ticas. Follow his adults only Twitter at Alex_Ticas. Good morning, Alex, and welcome to FayWhat's Bed.
What's up?
How are you, Bobby?
How are you?
Good. I'm so happy to see you.
I heard you were having problems with your shoes on Facebook.
Did you see that?
It's so hard to find a sensible shoe, isn't it?
Listen, those two words should not be put together. Sensible and shoes. Okay, shoes are supposed to hurt, Alex. That's why they're heels.
Do the red bottom shoes hurt?
Oh, if I only knew. I don't have red bottom shoe money, Alex.
As soon as you go on syndication, I will buy you some red bottom shoes.
And I'm going to be in bed with them because I won't want them to touch the floor or anything because they're so expensive, you know? So folks at home, I've been doing events for the last week like hardcore, day and night, and my feet are tore up. So I make the mistake of putting it on Facebook and saying, hey, drag entertainers, ladies, help me out. My feet are sore and I don't know what to do about it, blah, blah, blah. Somebody said to spray some lidocaine on them.
Lidocaine is a number for a lot of
things.
A lot of things, yes.
I was about to dip them in poppers. And so, but I got a lot of great suggestions from people. But then I had friends like Amanda Austin, one of my favorite drag entertainers. She's like, bitch, just wear those lesbian sandals that you have.
The Birkenstock.
And I go, first of all, wrong lesbian.
They're Birkenstock. Okay? Oh, that's right. You are the wrong lesbian.
Wrong lesbian.
You're not a Vermont lesbian.
I don't even own a pair of Birkenstocks. So what do you do when you're in that? You ask your wife, hey, listen, butch woman, do you have Birkenstocks?
Birkenstocks, knee-high shoes, like jeans.
The beige shorts.
Short cargo.
Cargo. They have to be cargo. And they have to have keys. Like keys to I don't know what, because they're not a maintenance person or anything. They just have a lot of keys.
There's a lid for every pot. You know, there's somebody for someone.
Isn't that beautiful, though? Aren't we lucky that there is a lid for every pot? Yeah. But you see, you single people out there that you're always bitching about not finding your lid, like Alex says, or pot, depending on, you know, power bottom to the end. There's a lid out there for you. Yeah. There's someone who likes you exactly how you are, you know? Anyway, my feet hurt, and that's what it is, okay? So I'm going to figure out, I have a pageant that I have to judge tonight, and they're like, oh, just wear flat, pretty, you know, sensible shoes. I'm like, I don't own any. I don't know where to get them. So I'm going to do what any lipstick femme crazy lesbian like me would do. I'm going to wear the highest heels there and go, ow, 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 and have something like to put on when I sit down.
Beauty is pain.
Yeah.
That's it.
And being me is pain. Just so you know. Everybody thinks it's easy to be me. These things don't carry themselves.
Wow.
These things don't carry themselves either. I love having Alex in back.
What's up?
Anyway, there's a lot of interesting things going on this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Alex, let's kiki on some of them now, okay?
Let's do it.
All right. First, so I always like to spotlight someone interesting for Black History. So for Black History Month, I want to spotlight Black folks that aren't usually celebrated, but they should be, okay? So this week we will talk about Nanny Burroughs. So around 1880, Nanny Helen Burroughs was born to a formerly enslaved couple living in Orange, Virginia. Her father died when she was young, and she and her mother relocated to Washington, D.C. Burroughs excelled in school and graduated with honors from M Street High School, now Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. Despite her academic achievement, Burroughs was turned down for a Washington, D.C. public school teaching position. Some historians speculate that the elite Black community discriminated against Burroughs because she had darker skin. Undeterred, Burroughs decided to open her own school to educate and train poor working African-American women. In addition to founding the National Training School for Women and Girls, Burroughs also advocated for greater civil rights for African-Americans and women. At the time, Black women had few career choices. Many did domestic work like cooking and cleaning. Burroughs believed women should have the opportunity to receive an education and job training. She wrote about the need for Black and white women to work together to achieve the right to vote. She believed suffrage for African-American women was crucial to protect their interests in an often discriminatory society. Burroughs died in May 1961. She never married, and she devoted her life to the education of Black women. In 1964, the school was renamed the Nanny Helen Burroughs School in her honor. Burroughs defied societal restrictions placed on her gender and her race, and her work foreshadowed the main principles of the civil rights movement of the 1960s and 70s. Miss Burroughs, you are who we are talking about today. What do you think about that, Alex?
I mean, I can't imagine what it was like for a woman in the 1880s, let alone a Black woman, let alone just like, and what a trailblazer. Like she said, you know what, I'm going to do it myself.
Exactly. Oh, you're not going to help me educate it?
But that's like typical of like any woman, you know, it's just like, they just find, like they find something and they just turn it into like gold.
But that doesn't happen right away, Alex.
No.
Like this woman had to fight and fight and fight.
And she fought.
And you get told how, I mean, I know that you're not used to anybody telling you no with that face, but I know what it feels like to be told no. And after once or twice, you go, you know what, I'm done fighting.
Do you get that a lot? Like, do you get like women, like as a Latina, do you get like...
Yeah, of course I do.
Do they try to dumb you down or something like that?
Well, because they think, it's what I work in a world that it's very led by gay white men.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, and women out there, you probably live in a world that's ruled by white men.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where if you look a certain way, you're automatically thought that you must not have a brain. If you have boobs bigger than a B cup, then you must not have a brain. And that's not the case, you know?
That's why you got to do it yourself. And if you have an idea, and if you have like, I mean, she must have fought like crazy to like,
and then be discriminated by your own people.
Because you're darker.
Because you're darker.
What is that all about?
It's crazy because that happens also in Latin communities as well, where it's like, oh, my hair is better than you. Tengo el pelo bueno. That means I have good hair. So I'm better than you because I have better hair, you know? Yeah. Like, nappy, like, is very mainstream, but when I grow up, I was like, oh my God, like, it hurt to be called, like, if you had a nappy head.
I remember, like, having Puerto Rican friends who were Afro, like Tainos, the difference between, and then there's like the Ricky Martin Puerto Rican.
The J-Lo Puerto Rican is not what they all look like. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, it's it's like a case system almost. It's like the darker ones, isn't it? Like,
the closer you are to white people, the more you're passable.
But like if in slavery, if you're a different shade, you might be able to work inside the house.
That's true.
There's a lot going on with the color of your. I mean,
that's crazy.
I'm so not qualified to talk about stuff like this. No. You know what I mean? But I do know injustice, and I do know what it's like as a kid from like a single mom, like doing what she had to do. Like I do understand what it's like for a woman to like just pave her way
and have to fight tooth and nail. And I mean the beauty of so many wonderful things that Nanny did. She broke ceilings that weren't even there yet. But. Also to know that she never married or never made a family of herself because she devoted to this cause. This was what needed to be at the forefront. This is her legacy. And Nanny, you and many other Black folks that need to be spotlighted not only in February, but I'm so happy that we were able to talk about you today. Next, Cardi B and Offset share more than just a meal in McDonald's new Super Bowl commercial. The rapper couple makes an appearance in the ad, sharing their love for each other and their food by reciting each other's orders. A true sign of love, according to the spot.
If I don't know Kenny's order, then I don't know Kenny.
Ooh.
His order is a 20-piece chicken McNugget.
He likes a quarter pounder.
You're always getting the fillet of fish.
You like french fries and milkshakes.
Yes, I do. 5 hamburguesas. Esa sería mi sorpresa para
And
él.
a high C. He a simple man.
I get boyfriend points for letting her get the last fry.
Agree? No.
Who steals more fries? It's gotta be you.
It's mine, it's hers, ain't no steal.
Knowing their order is a sign of loving them.
If you got my order wrong, though.
I love that commercial, I'm sorry. The ad goes on to debate whether sharing fries gives a partner brownie points or if it's stealing. Offset says, quote, what's mine is hers, ain't no stealing, end quote. Do you know what your boo's order is at McDonald's? Would they know yours? Does that mean that your relationship may be rocky when you don't know your wife's or husband's order like me? But they know yours? Cardi B knows her boo's order. What are we all talking about, Alex?
You know, my ex, my 2 exes ago, knew how I liked my coffee. Like, and you would ask, it's like the newlywed game. Remember the newlywed game when they would like talk about, they fill in the blank and you would have to guess what the other person like. I mean, I didn't have a particular, when I go to McDonald's, I just order whatever, like, it depends on my mood. Like, sometimes it's a quarter pounder and sometimes it's a Big Mac. But like, I think it's really cute when somebody, you know, they just know, they know. You're going to go to Starbucks, you know the coffee.
Yeah.
You know exactly how I like my...
Yeah.
But I think it's cute. And I'm sorry, I'm going to buy my own fries. And you can buy your own. And we can put it in a big pile and share it.
Oh, that's so cute.
You get 2 large ones and then you share the fries.
I'm an awful wife. Like, I'm understanding this more and more.
But you know, but the ketchup, like, I don't like the ketchup on the fries unless I have a fork. Because, you know, then you get your hands. But sometimes you got to put the ketchup on the side.
So you could dip it.
So that you could dip it.
I got it.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot
going on.
There is a lot going on. So does that make me like a bad wife? Because, okay, so I asked my wife the other day, babe, what's my McDonald's order? She goes, 2 cheeseburgers, no cheese, no mustard, no pickles, extra ketchup, high C orange, extra large fry.
That's a lot. That's high maintenance.
What the F, Alex? You're supposed to be on my side. And when she asked me what hers was, I really didn't know.
God.
Okay, and next reason why I'm a horrible wife. So I'll go to McDonald's and order it, right? And you know you gotta have some fries from the bag when the bag was brought to you, right? I eat her fries and then I give her the fries.
You're like, what? They were, I don't know.
I've been grabbing whichever ones.
I told her large and they gave me small. What?
And here they are, and look here. And that's all that's left is 4 sad fries. Yes,
4
enjoy
sad,
them.
soggy fries.
4 sad, soggy fries, but I gave you all the ketchup. Oh no, wait a minute. They don't give you ketchup anymore. No, sorry.
You know, they're so, like, they just give you the bag.
No, that's
They
it.
give you the bag and you're like, what the fuck is the ketchup?
That's it.
It's like, so do I drive around again and say, like, you have to ask for everything. Napkins.
You have to look in the bag to make sure that everything's in there now. And I understand that we have a labor shortage, but I mean, throw me a napkin.
My God.
You know?
Oh, you want more than 1 napkin? Yes.
Listen, there's this place down here called Pollo Tropical. You don't have it everywhere, okay? But we have it here and we love it. If you ever come to South Florida, you have to have some. So they come with this little yummy mustard sauce, this yellow mustard curry sauce that goes on top. They also have another one that's like cilantro aioli that is delicious. That is the reason you go to Pollo Tropical. It's for these sauces, okay? Yes. So you wait on this line that's around the corner for your troppy chop, and you're like, F it, I'm leaving, I'm out of here. No sauces. You can't have this meal without the sauces.
How are they going to give you like a rice-based meal without like sauce? Doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. And it shouldn't make sense to you, Alex, because it's senseless.
It is.
Anyway, learn your booze order, okay? And I'll try to learn mine.
Really sweet,
I think maybe she likes a quarter pounder.
You should you should learn her order.
Maybe she should go buy her damn self McDonald's and me not have to go.
Wow, I give it 3 weeks tops.
We've been married 5 years. And we just renewed our vows yesterday, and I'm here talking crap. I love her.
Good for you.
I think she likes that I don't know her meal.
Well, she loves you. She loves everything that you know and you don't know. That's what makes you who you are.
So maybe she's like a sadomasochist and just likes to be tortured.
My therapist told me I was a masochist. He said, "What's up with all the pain you like to inflict on yourself?" I'm like, "This save it."
As you're whipping yourself at the session? It's like, I never had somebody come in here with a whip.
A whole other topic. Let's talk about something.
Next! A California dad's TikTok video has gone viral. Christian Shearhad said his 3-year-old son Ashton had come home from school very upset one day. One of his teachers told him that manicures were only for girls. So Christian and his girlfriend took his son for a manicure and pedicure. He allowed his son to choose what nail polish to wear, and he went for a bright shade of beautiful pink.
Oh.
Yesterday, my son came home from school really upset because his teacher told him that painting your nails is only for girls. So today I'm taking him to the nail shop.
Your teacher said what?
Not to paint my nails.
Why?
Because the teacher said
She said it's for girls or what?
just for girls. Yeah. Hey.
Which one?
This one.
Okay, good.
You want to do your hands or your feet? Hands and
Like coloring nail. A color little for you. Okay. Pink. Okay.
It's the same one. Sit down, Wing.
Hey.
I need these stories. Screw that teacher that said that the painted nails are just for girls. What are we all talking about? What do you think, Alex?
It is such a big deal right now. Guys painting their nails, like these big, like it's hyper masculine, and then all of a sudden you see these nails and you're like, what's going on here? Like, but they're like papers that are being written about it, and like it's really, really kind of like a big deal now. I think this kid so effing lucky to be able to be at that age and to be able to express himself fearlessly with his parents, and they're just like, you want pink nail polish? Let's go get some pink nail polish. You can't touch my feet though. I will get a manicure, but you can't touch my Hobbit feet. Because they're like Hobbit. It's like the Hobbit and like the Lord of the Rings, like after.
Like, do they need like one of those drivers to like attack them? Is that why?
But I think a manicure on a guy is nice. I think it's great, especially if you're like in the business world or whatever, like your hands or whatever. But I mean,
but the teacher saying that a manicure is for girls has nothing to do with that. There's business professionals, straight, gay, whatever, that will have polish, a clear on their nails. They just like to look clean and fixed. But for a teacher to tell that to a kid when he had green hair, he just wants to be himself.
I mean, I can understand if you're like 5 years old and you're picking on another kid or whatever, because they don't. But to have an adult just try to shut you down like that, to shut your, like, it's like shutting down your spirit.
Yeah.
So like, if I have like a 3-year-old kid, I'm not gonna let you shut his spirit down. And you're
gonna be like the dad.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would would get a little violent if anybody talked to my child like that. Oh my God. don't.
But but Christian's like, okay, I'm not gonna go beat the teacher down. I'm gonna go viral.
No one is condoning violence.
No one is condoning violence unless you mess with Alex's kid.
But we will have a talk.
A very stern talk. Alex,
if
you came to a school to go talk to a teacher, you can just imagine everybody like,
come here.
Shit, something's gonna happen.
My kid, how do you like? And then I would show him my nails. I'm like, what do you think
about my pink nails?
Yeah, do you think they're for girls? And then I would say like some bad words and stuff, but I would make my point.
It's not nice to make teachers cry.
Well, I don't know what it is, but like when I just get right to the point of things and people don't like it and they start crying. It's a thing.
I'm about to start crying.
But like to have a child, can you imagine?
No, I can't.
You have a little child, little boy.
There's no way. No. And then the poor kid has to come home and tell his father, like, hey, I wanted to have nails, but the teacher said no because it's for girls.
No, and I would go back and I would like hyper it up. Like I would just go back and shove it in her face.
Yeah, like Alex would grab all the boys and paint them all their nails. Everybody's getting pink nails. Now, teacher, what do you think about that?
We would sign consent forms.
Of course, the parents would come as well. We won't just steal your kid. We'll ask first. And trust me, any kid I steal, I'm bringing back.
Yeah, fabulous.
I definitely don't want.
More fabulous than
and they'll come back more fabulous. Speaking of fabulous, Billy Porter recently posted a sweet message to mark his husband's birthday. He shared some lovely photos, calling his husband Adam Smith his confidant and a fabulous dog dad. Smith explained to people, quote, "It had been marinating with me, my love for him, and figuring it out and coming to terms with it over the years. So I knew that it was on me if I wanted to ever change anything. I would have to be the first one to approach the subject," end quote. The pair decided to get back together on Porter's 46th birthday. They married on January 14th, 2017. They were keen to do so before Donald Trump was sworn into office. So is this too much? Do big grand shows of love scare you? Or are you happy with someone posting on social media their undying love for you after they've been with you for a short time? So is it go big or go home? What are we all talking about? What do you think? Did you see Billy Porter's post?
I did, and I love Billy Porter. And I think he's super talented and like another trailblazer as well. But girl, don't just like no.
Just no.
I speak from personal.
Have you done that, or has somebody done it to you?
Oh my God, this is us in Provincetown, and this is us here. This is us in matchy outfits, and this is us like, and I love you, and here are our wedding rings, and then there's the fight, and then there's the split, and then there are the tears, and then there's like the sad songs on Facebook, and then people think you're bipolar, and then all of the pictures you put up on Instagram are gone. So, you know, I would probably recommend. I'm sorry, we're off on a tangent.
No, it's okay, because I felt it. All of a sudden, like I saw the prom pictures of you.
You saw everything,
like,
right? To go,
the timeline, and then the tears, and then the songs, and then they listening to Adele.
Yeah, oh my God, like so much. Adele all day, and like
Adele when she was bigger, not Adele when she's skinny. You understand?
He was packing his bags, and I was blasting Adele.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, but I'm saying, I don't think it's a good idea. I think like if you love each other and it's, you know, it's a cute and it's subtle
and it's new
and it's, but like, I don't like, but putting like every single sort of like thing on your timeline about what you're doing, like I would ask myself, why are you doing that? Why are you seeking validation? You know, I mean, I get this all the time. Like social media is like my life because it's about my business.
Of course.
But like, and
like
it's
people
about,
tag you on things because they want people to see that you're tagged in their thing.
I get it. It's a validation thing. But, you know, but the intimate stuff, the genuine stuff, the real stuff, if you're blasting that out there, it doesn't sit right with me.
How long before you should put on a post that you love someone?
Oh, I don't think it should matter. Like, I don't think it should matter that anybody knows that you love the person except when you're going to your family's house
or your close friends
but like why do all of these people need to know that you love this? Like, it's the question.
Okay, you're saying like, why is it important to the person posting it? Like, they need that validation. It's kind of like, okay, oh my, yeah, I love this person. I gotta let everybody know.
But maybe they're trying to tell you that, you know, love wins. Maybe like this is sort of like a gay functional relationship. They work, you know, all of that stuff. But it's real life, and in real life, like 80% of relationships don't work. So whether you're gay or you're straight, so I would just keep it like.
Well, like, okay, I'm married now, so now I'm boring, right? But like, you know, when I wasn't married, like, okay, and I was dating people, I'd never post pictures with people on there, like, you know,
post like
friends.
You guys married in the morning when you guys are just waking up and your hair's not done and you're just sort of like, that's the picture you should post.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen, you know?
Or like my ex would like post recordings of me snoring because I'm a horrible snorer. So he would be like, "You want proof? There you go." Like shit like that.
You are filming a reality show where you are living in a room with 6 other dudes and you snore like that?
Oh my God. It was an interesting time.
We'll talk more about that.
Yes.
All right, next, Beyonce, Sam Smith, and Kim Petras made Grammy history in Los Angeles at the start of the month. Beyonce scooped her 32nd Grammy Award, which is more than anyone else in history. She thanked the queer community for their love and contribution, got the genre. She did not forget to mention how her gay uncle Johnny introduced her to the world of music. Another notable winner was Sam Smith and Kim Petras. Their duel was just insanely incredible. Kim became the first openly transgender woman to win this award, while Smith is the first out non-binary artist to win a Grammy. The iconic moment, Beyonce talked to us while accepting her Grammy to break the record of the most winning Grammy of all time. 32 Grammys, by the way. What are we all talking about?
I mean, first of all, Sam Smith, like this voice, he could just come out in like a bunny outfit. You know what I mean? And just see.
Did you like the red outfit that he was wearing?
First of all, it was beautiful. Everything was so beautifully. The tubby thing, like, that's been around forever. That was like a fashion designer's idea for a while now. But like, I mean, he's getting the attention now. The voice, for me, kind of sells itself. I think he's like, if you look at it now, like all of these, like he's in like women's lingerie, and he's not exactly, and he's very
He's not slim.
He's very Zoftic. He's very like, he's just kind of.
I love that word.
You like that? Zoftic, right?
I love that. That is your spelling word for the day. Zoftic. Stop being so Zoftic.
You could say Rubenesque.
Rubenesque.
You like that? Or Zoftic, yeah. But he's a thick boy.
He is.
He's got some thick shit.
But he's adorable.
He's adorable, and he's like super. It reminds me of George Michael, like in our generation. Like this voice is just so, and he could sing anything, and like, so I mean. But good for him.
Good for him, and good for Kim Petras.
Yeah,
like when
that's
she won,
amazing.
like when
that's amazing.
I'm so sorry that I didn't know that she was transgender.
Yeah.
So when she went to go,
that's a good.
That's a wonderful thing. Yeah, I mean it's a whatever thing.
Yeah.
She's an incredible woman and very talented.
Yeah.
So when she went to receive the award, she's like, Sam said that if we won, I'll be the one accepting it because I'll be the first transgender woman to receive this. And I was like, and I just stopped and I was like, oh my God, like how incredible.
It's very benevolent, very generous of him to do that.
To do that. I mean, because he's going to go far. I mean, and you're going to have haters at whatever you do. I bet you get a lot of hate mail.
Oh my God, I got a hate mail today from somebody because they have circumcision trauma. I am not. A new one. Like he acknowledged his circumcision trauma, and I didn't give a shit. So he got really mad. I'm like, I am not here for that.
I'm not your therapist, honey. Hashtag not your therapist. Hashtag adult. Hashtag look at my penis.
But yes, hate mail. Like, of course, when you reach that level, when you reach that kind of level, and when you create what he created at the Grammys, you're always going to get 2 or 3 or 4 people that are going to be. But that's a good thing because that's what keeps people talking. So
but hate still hurts. And just like when you have people calling him a groomer and stuff like that, like it's like I hate that word. Like, I hate even going to my doggy groomer's place now because I hate the word groomers.
Doggy beautifier.
Right? The doggy beauty spa.
The doggy beauty spa, yeah.
Something like that.
What a word.
And Beyonce. Let's talk about Beyonce. Of course she had to mention us. She had to say something.
Look at that's her fan base is like her inspiration, like the fashion, like that. Who is running her show? Who is a bunch of queers?
Has to be. I mean that Renaissance. It's just incredible I was about to say CD.
Honey Dijon, who is a famous DJ, won a Grammy. I can't remember which song, but won a Grammy for a remix. And Honey Dijon is transgender. So
incredible.
Yeah, that's great.
Incredible. So thank you, Beyonce, for loving us. We love you back.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love Beyonce.
I love Beyonce.
She was so amazing. Have you ever seen her in concert? That is a concert.
That is a concert. She's coming back, but I can't afford that.
No.
Like she's coming back and it's gonna be like $1 million. Did you ever see her when she was with Destiny's Child?
No, I saw her in New York by herself when she was doing Almost with the Baby.
That was good times.
She's like live, like it's just like that.
And it's like the first 8 rows are just all gay men like this. Yeah. I just walk by and just put up all the mouths. That'll be my job. Hire me. Yeah. Next, more from the Grammys. Madonna. She was also at the Grammys to introduce Sam Smith and Kim Petras. She praised creative rebels who are pushing boundaries. However, coverage in some parts of the media concentrated less on what Madonna had to say and more on how she looked. Madonna responded to this backlash with an Instagram post saying, quote, "Once again, I'm caught in the glare of ageism and misogyny that permeates the world we live in. A world that refuses to celebrate women past the age of 45 and feels the need to punish her if she continues to be strong-willed, hardworking, and adventurous," end quote. Madonna fights back after all the crap she got after the Grammys and her unrecognizable look, which is why she got all the crap after the Grammys. But she's freaking Madonna. What are we all talking about? What do you think?
I mean, first of all, it's amazing that a woman in the music industry, for as long as she has been in, they are still just ravaging her. Like they're just like eating her alive. Like she's creating such buzz that they are still talking about her. I remember when I was 8 watching her like on Solid Gold.
Wow.
And doing like Borderline or one of those songs. So here she is, like X amount of years later.
She's 30 something.
She is, and they are still talking about her. And I'm not I mean, I don't know how do you feel about the face?
It's really hard.
I like a little Botox.
Listen,
here.
Don't ask me to frown. You know how much Botox I have? And I just, like, girl, Gladys, I love you. Happy birthday. Let's start with fillers next.
No, I don't know about that. But
so I'm all about Botox and whatever makes you happy, honey. If you need something, if whatever it is, you should be allowed to do it. Yeah. But I think that something happens after your 4th or 5th surgery where it becomes an addiction because you can't get to where you think you want to look like.
I'm scared to go past Botox on the forehead, like, because I have like ravines, like really deep creases, and he worked it, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. But to start going down here and to start like the lip thing, not necessary.
But all those things are injectables that go away, Alex. This is a surgery. You can't change that.
That Madonna, that's surgery.
Well, that's a combination of sorts, okay? Yeah. There's fillers and there's Botox, but there's a whole lot more than that. That's not just it.
Can I just tell you, like a side note, her daughter is so stunning.
Lourdes is beautiful.
Oh my God.
You know why? Because she's Cuban.
Well, it's Carlos Leon.
I'm not Cuban, but I just have to say that because my
Carlos Leon, like Carlos Leon is Cuban. Carlos Leon me. That man is gorgeous.
But that girl is super
But she's so beautiful. And she looks just like her daughter.
Like both of them. Yeah, you can see the little parts that she does look like both of them. I wonder if she's going to be crazy too. I hope so.
She seems very chill.
Maybe she stays chill. Listen, at the end of the day, Madonna, you do you, okay? And you're freaking Madonna. You can tell people to go F themselves and they'll be gladly to be like, Madonna told me to F myself.
I'm glad. Like, I think it's amazing that they're still talking about her. Like, talking.
You continue to stay relevant, Madonna, okay? Just like Alex said. So, fight back. Again, you're Madonna. It doesn't matter. She was one of my first crushes, so it hurts me.
No one's talking about Cyndi Lauper. They're all talking about Madonna.
Cyndi Lauper's amazing.
She is so freaking talented, and she wrote Kinky Boots on Broadway. Like she's super talented, but no one's talking about her.
And she did a commercial for some topical thing.
Oh, for eczema.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's Cyndi Lauper.
Eczema. That's what we know for Cyndi Lauper is eczema. Well, mind you, Madonna's freaking running shit at the Grammys and going.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I guess you're right. No, you made your point. Next, video has emerged online of singer Sam Smith being heckled in New York Central Park by a stranger. I told you guys about this. So the stranger was shouting vile anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric at them. In the 27-second clip, which was posted to Twitter, a woman just to the right of the person taking the video shouts, quote, "Sam Smith belongs in hell, you demonic, twisted, sick bastard. Leave the kids alone, you sick effer," end quote. Smith can be seen at a distance, standing alone near what appears to be Central Park Zoo. Watch.
You belong in hell! Sam Smith belongs in hell! You demonic, twisted, sick bastard! Leave the kids alone, you sick fucker!
What's your first record?
Sam Smith is a pedophile!
Rumor!
He's corrupting up the kids! Grooming the kids! You sick motherfucker, Sam Smith! You're evil!
Wow, okay. Lady goes off on Sam Smith and calls him a groomer and called him a lot of other effed up stuff. What are we all talking about?
Well, we're talking about right now an Irish accent on that woman.
I was wondering.
We're talking about an Irish accent. Yeah, so we're talking about that, which leads me to believe that she's Catholic, which leads me to believe in a lot of things that she shouldn't be saying about Sam Smith, and I'm going to leave that right there.
Yeah,
but
we're not talking about the priests and what they do to little kids or anything like that. I know you didn't want to say that. I got you, boo.
But it's like that's what we're going to talk about. Like this, he's at the zoo.
He's at the zoo.
He's just like at the zoo,
and he's
going
person.
to hell because he's gay and because he's like singing, and it's touching people. You know what I mean? And that's his,
That's it.
That's it.
He's going to hell, and he's a groomer, and he's a pedophile. I can't stand when they use that towards our community. Like, I really can't.
Yeah. Groomer. What is it like? What's a groomer? It's like, for me personally, it's so terrifying for me to be around. Like, when I'm around kids, like, I I need to be like with other adults. Like I don't.
You're very aware of it because of that.
Hyper aware of children make me nervous because not because of the children, because of the adults that are like weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the adults that say shit like that.
Yeah. So it's not, Sam Smith's not doing anything wrong.
No, at all. And and going back to groomers, I mean, as a Latina girl, I had been groomed to be straight my whole life.
Exactly.
Like by nasty, disgusting men,
I'm Greek immigrant, first generation, blue collar, working family. My dad would look at me and go, what? Like, what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're all groomed to be like macho and straight and like all this thing. But, I'm not, they didn't do so.
They didn't do a good job. Sam Smith, we love you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they didn't do a good job on your puppy. F them.
F them.
Next. It's okay. You can say F every once in a while.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes no other word can say F like F.
It's like,
you know what I mean,
it just
folks?
makes your temper like,
yes,
you know what I mean?
Of course. And then when you say the F-bomb, like it kind of excretes some kind of like endorphin where you're like, like you sort of gave them the finger or something.
Right.
All right. Next, a trans activist has gone viral for injecting his weekly hormone shot in front of the Florida Board of Medicine and the Florida Board of Osteopathic Medicine while testifying against a ban on gender-affirming care for youth. 25-year-old Lindsay Sparrow told the board that for months, trans people have stood before the board and put their hearts on full display and vulnerably pleaded with the board to listen to their stories. But the board does not care. Sparrow told BuzzFeed News he was forced to undergo conversion therapy as a kid and was kicked out of his home at 18 due to his gender identity. He decided to do the injection in front of the board after speaking with queer elders. He knew it was time decision makers actually saw what gender-affirming care looks like. Watch this.
Instead, I'm going to take the rest of my time to demonstrate the sacred and weekly ritual of my shot in front of you in this body. My medication is life-saving. I will use HRT for the rest of my life. Your denial of my need for this medication doesn't make my existence as a trans person any less real. I will be giving myself my subcutaneous shot in my stomach. If you have a needle phobia, please look away.
Wow, you're my hero. Trans activist injects testosterone in front of board. What are we all talking about? Extreme, right?
But that's how you have to be. It's extreme, but it's so simple. It's like, how has that affected my world, my straight hetero kind of whatever?
It hasn't.
It hasn't.
At all. You can still go home to your wife and kids. Like, you can still be hetero and breeding and all that, and it won't even affect you.
It's like,
but it's life or death for that man.
Can you imagine? Like it's their identity, and like they're just trying to be who they are.
And imagine someone that maybe just started maybe last year.
Or doesn't have the ability. Can you imagine being in like a third world country or being in that doesn't even have the concept of the freedom to do something like that?
Yeah.
And this guy,
Hey, but we have it here.
Yeah.
And we've got people, then we have a governor, because understand that the board understands gender affirming care and does not say that it's wrong or bad or anything, okay? There's more science to be checked out, there's more things to learn and know, but they're not saying no. It's our governors, it's the government that's making it, that it's gonna make it not available for folks that need it. I've never heard, those are not words that I would think of when I would think of Ron DeSantis.
No,
he's hilarious.
No, he's hilarious because he's so desperately trying to get national attention for his presidential run, quote unquote. I'm not running, maybe I am, I don't know. But it is like we are doing all of this BS kind of like it's just like, you ruffle feathers, but that's the only way you're going to get national attention. So when you talk about stuff like this, and when you talk about like, AP classes, or you talk about, this is what he wants to talk about so that everybody in the country can hear about how crazy he is or how he makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the only way he's going to get the national platform, a publicity platform.
And who who gets the worst part of it?
All of us, like the rest
All
of
of
us,
us,
yeah.
especially queer children.
Who can't get the care that they need, you know?
I mean, you know, I have heard and have read about parents that are just literally picking up their kids and leaving.
Yeah.
Because they just refuse.
Forget it.
The love of their children and their children being who they are authentically and free to do so is more important than them living here in Florida. And Sparrow, we applaud you, okay? It takes acts like that to show people. I mean,
that's going to change the world.
He did it in a second. It really took nothing. It's just so sad.
Amazing.
Finally, U.S. fighter jets scrambled 3 days in a row to shoot down a trio of unidentified aerial objects high above North America. A jet shot down an unidentified object near Lake Huron, and the beginning of the month, marking the third time in a week that the U.S. military shot down objects in North American airspace. Previously, an unidentified object was downed over northern Canada a day after another object had been shot down over Alaska. A Chinese surveillance balloon was taken down by F-22s off the coast of South Carolina before that, with no indication at this point that the unidentified objects have any connections to China. National security officials are on edge, and pressure is mounting for President Joe Biden to break his silence on the multiple objects shot down from the sky. Do you think the aliens can be gay? Do you think that these are signs of life in other planets? What are we all talking about? Why are you laughing?
Because I'm thinking of like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, where they're all coming out of the bus and they're all dressed up in their outfits.
That's how the aliens are going to come. That's how the aliens are going to come from a balloon like that.
But how embarrassing! Like if you literally fly a paper airplane in China, like they're gonna be like a million machine guns shooting it down, and meanwhile we have like all of these,
and we're
balloons.
Like, oh, how nice!
Oh, look, it's a balloon. What's going on?
Wow.
Meanwhile, it's like satellite footage of everything that's going on, and we're just sort of like, oh, it's a pretty balloon, and then we shoot it down, and then everybody's sort of like, why are we so stupid that we've had all of these balloons? But I wish they were gay aliens.
Wouldn't it be awesome? Yeah, like maybe gay aliens have their penis in the back or something.
Really high cheekbones.
On their butts? Or?
No, on their face.
Oh, on their cheeks. I was thinking of the other cheeks.
No, maybe big, beautiful eyes and really high cheekbones and glitter.
Lots of glitter.
And like laser beams coming out of their fingers.
And heels.
And
nails.
Big heels. But they walk, unlike you, they walk comfortably.
They know how to walk in heels. They're not like me that I walk like a bear.
They're just gliding in there.
They glide in heels, not like me. I was never a model bitch,
We could both be bears. We could both be bears in heels. Wouldn't that be funny?
And you walk better than me in them. That's the problem.
I don't think so. I'm like a mule guy. I'm not a heel guy. Like it has to be like an
espadrille?
Yeah. Those are cute.
The fact that you know what an espadrille is
Chanel
makes
Cruz.
me love you even more. Oh my God. All right, well, look around. There might be a UFO flying around your city or your town.
Yeah,
maybe
wave at it.
Wave at it. Flash it. Flash whatever you got at it. They might take you with them.
Take me with you, please.
Maybe they'll groom you.
Please take me. Get me the F out of here. Anyway, I'm sorry.
The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, and Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So, Alex, what do you got going on this week? How's DILFs? How's it going?
So much
drama, dude.
I can't talk about it, but he's giving me all the feels, and you have to tune in and you have to watch.
Out TV,
watch it. For the love of DILFs, Out TV, Daddy TV. Just go on Apple TV and type in search DILFs. You'll find it. There it is.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Alex, you're so cool.
Thank you.
I love having you in bed with me. Like
Anytime.
seriously,
Yeah,
I do.
you know.
You'll be back in a couple of weeks. You have Bears in an Alley.
Oh my God,
Bears
in the Alley.
Is that what it's called?
It's called Bears in the Alley.
Wait, that's really what it's called. I was effing around. I just Bears, in the
Big,
alley.
hairy Sasquatch men in the alley at the Eagle in Fort Lauderdale at Wilton Manors, and we're just walking around.
That's it.
March 9th to 12th. Well, they're like They're like people are selling.
But it's during the day.
It's during the day,
Oh, I
and
love
then the fun stuff
that.
happens at night.
I love it, like a bear fest.
It's a bear fest.
And the fun stuff happens at night.
Well, yeah.
I heard there's this room at the Eagle.
No, yeah.
Okay,
we can't talk about that idea, but there is. Yeah,
I mean,
there is
but there is.
Instead
of just saying there isn't, there is.
No, there's an illusions room, like on RuPaul, where the illusions room, and they're all going, it's like that.
It's like that.
Not like
and
that.
your penis looks way bigger in that room for whatever reason. It's the mirrors on the wall. Yeah, we love you, Eagle.
Eagle Wilton Matters.
Listen, I love the Eagle. You know that they're one of the few places that give the women a ladies' night. We have our tea dance there every other month, and we have a blast. Yeah. So I love the Eagle. Yeah. I love you, Alex.
I love you.
Thank you for being in bed with me.
I love being here. It's
I
so
know
much
you
fun.
do. And Luna loves you too.
Luna's great.
Give me a hug.
I'm sweating. It's so hot.
Adore you, big bear. What were you doing last night?
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I want to thank Alex for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember, follow his adult Twitter at @Alex_Ticas. And make sure to show some love and subscribe to his OnlyFans. I know you have a subscription. I know how hard it is for you in the morning because gay boys sleep late. I love you, Alex. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Did you know that Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast their Sunday service every week to more than 30,000 at 10:30 a.m.
I'm Taisha Best, your queer community servant, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Oh, we want to introduce you to interesting people here at the FayWhat show. People that are so important to our LGBTQ+ community. Here's one of them right now. I'm so excited this morning. I know, can you tell by my little pigtails? Yeah, it just kind of means that I haven't done my hair today. But I'm working it, it's fine. So this morning we are joined by Vauz Allen, all right? So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about her before we start talking to her. So she was married at 17, and Vauz has been performing in drag since she was 16, all right? I'm not gonna tell you her age because a lady never tells her age. She's 40, bitch! Vauz loves to dance and realized this when she was 6 years old. Vauz is now 40 and lives in Oakland Park right up the street. They've been sober for 2 years and 8 months, and she advocates sobriety and helping raise money for charities that help fur babies, all right? So you know that we've got a lot in common. She's here to talk about their life, her journey towards sobriety, her passion for drag and dance, and her loving husband, her loving boo. Welcome, Vauz Allen, to the show. How are you,
Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, Faye, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Oh my God,
yes.
I am super excited that you are here, Vauz. You are one of my favorites, and let me tell you why. Because you are real, you're transparent, and I get that this is a job. This is also a face that you have to put on to go to work. You know, she works at Lips. I'm going to tell you guys all about it in a second, you know, but the person that Vauz at work, Vauz outside, Vauz at a festival, Vauz at Pride, Vauz eating at Rosie's is the same Vauz.
Amen. Those are, yes, ma'am. I never change. I'm just transparent. That's who I am.
And I get chills because I love that. And you're like, so why is that a big deal? You know, in our community, I think that we're so marginalized and we're so pushed down that we're constantly wearing different masks and we forget to take them off with people that are actually there for us.
That is so true.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that was something that I just felt from you instantly, like the many times that we've run into each other, you know? So you know her from Lips here in Fort Lauderdale, and she works there with Velvet, Lenore, the queen of everything.
Oh my gosh, biggest personality in town.
And
hello.
biggest titties ever.
Oh my gosh.
She's getting smaller and smaller, and her boobs are getting bigger and bigger. She's so amazing. You're there with Amanda.
We've got Karma Sutra, Aaliyah J.
I love Aaliyah.
Oh my gosh, New York.
Oh my gosh.
Can't fuck with her.
No, you can't. You really can't.
And then of course, you've got the also triple threat Miss Trinity B.
Oh, Trinity B. Monet! Like that woman is just incredible.
You got Nicolette, who hosts our Sunday brunches. I mean, she's a legend in itself.
The Sunday brunches are everything. If you've never been, like most people go to Lips and they'll go to the nighttime stuff, right? But you've got to do the brunches too. The brunch is everything. Rihanna Patron, she's always there as well.
Every Sunday, yes.
I love Rihanna.
Mimosas. Bloody Mary, champagne.
Yeah, and she's another one that has my heart. She's very similar to you in that way, where it's like that's who you see. When she's out like a boy, she's still who she is, you know? And it's like I respect that so much.
Amen.
So let's begin with pronouns. I always try to be very respectful about that, you know? We were talking a little bit before the show, and like some people don't care to use them. Some people don't want to even evolve or even try to use them. How do you feel about them?
I don't know. I try to be respectful. So, you know, I identify as she, her. And, you know, in situations when you're not sure, I always let someone know that you probably should say they, them. You know.
Because they, them will basically encompass
just
everybody.
Neutral, and you're not being respectful to any party.
Or
if you're
disrespectful
unsure.
too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it happens from time to time, but I kind of like roll over it, you know, with the job and kind of, you know, because we have new people come in all the time.
Yeah.
So you kind of like roll with it, but yeah. And it's kind of, I wish it would catch on more, especially nowadays, but of course everything's at a
snail's pace. See, it's at it's at a snail's pace.
Yeah, and everything's at a rise. So, you know, when people are unsure of something, they are more scared of it.
Yeah.
So they don't really try to follow it.
Yeah,
so
instead of
just
getting
like,
educated.
That's a he, yeah.
And that's it. We're outside of work. How do you live? Do you live as a woman?
Here recently, I have been.
Okay, good.
I haven't really talked about it to anyone.
Oh my
so
God,
you're actually the first.
I'm super curious about this because you came out. You've been doing drag since 16.
I have.
You've been married since you were 17. We're going to talk about that a little later. But so now, recently, you've been living as a woman.
Outside, yes, ma'am.
So before you weren't, when you were in Jacksonville.
I was not.
Okay.
I was living my alter ego and struggling a lot. So I was, you know, not aware of myself. When I decided to practice sobriety and get sober, I started blossoming into the true person that I knew I was. You know, reconnecting into things that I was as a kid, that I was like, oh, that ultimate butterfly feeling. And I was like, you know, I'm truly happy when I put my face on.
Okay.
But it was more than that. You know what I mean? So
you're still on your journey.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love that.
Yes,
and that's
I'm in the beginning of it. So it means a lot to me because I have a lot of wonderful sisters around me helping me.
I love that. Yeah. And I love that you got sober first. And we'll talk about more about that in a little bit. But it's like, you know, we're like instant gratification people in LGBT. Like we want it now. And everything gradual makes more sense. It takes time. And where you were at 16 and 17 is not where you are at now at
Definitely
40.
Not.
You know?
Definitely not.
You've been doing drag for half your life. More than half your life. So is it safe to say that you always knew that you would be performing early on?
Always. Always. As a kid, I wanted to be a dancer. So my parents fought over like certain things like, you know, you're a boy, so you're gonna do sports. But when my mom was really advocating for me to do dance, I fell in love with ballet and the theater performing. I had the opportunities of going to, you know, art schools as middle schools and, you know, even elementary.
Oh, cool.
So I always knew I wanted to do something in entertainment when I was that young, not as far as this. That didn't start happening until I turned 16 and decided to join my friends at my first gay bar experience, and I saw a queen. I was like, oh my God, that is something I'm gonna do.
And that was in Jacksonville?
And that was in Jacksonville, Duval, and I did a talent show. It was actually around the time that Britney Spears came out with her self-titled album, Slave For You.
Oh my God.
And I
with the
danced
snake,
on
right?
stage,
With the snake?
And my friend had a snake, and she was like, I also dated her, so like, you can wear it, baby. And I went out stage and killed it. And the gratification that I received from it, I was like, truly.
This is where I belong.
Yeah, I believe it. I was like, I'm going to be doing this.
On the stage with my community. Like you felt that.
It was like the first time I ever felt love.
Oh my goodness. How crazy is that, right? To feel that kind of a hug when no one's really touching you.
I would be running around as a kid with like little t-shirts on my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to feel the embodiment of it. So when I was there, like that truly gave me like, people do love when I dress like this. You know, people love watching me perform. So it was like very, very, very exciting.
What are your inspirations, like when it comes to songs or when it comes to the attire that you're gonna wear?
Ooh, I'm inspired by a lot. I'm inspired by real women. I'm inspired by the earth, believe it or not. I believe in, like, if the sky is beautiful, I'll use the sky as, oh, maybe we'll do baby blue tonight.
Oh, I love that.
Stuff like that. Or if I see, you know, I know this is weird, but I have my meditations. People pray. I have meditation.
Okay.
It's my way of praying. So, like, I have my thinking spot, as I like to call.
In your house?
It's my hot tub.
I love that.
It gives me a time to release and also clear my mind. And, you know, and also let you sweat some toxins out. But it also gives me an opportunity to sit back and enjoy the world.
I love that.
And the world has so many beautiful colors. So that's one of the main reasons, or one of the main things that inspires my looks. Also, when I was younger, Queen, I wasn't really paying attention to my looks, and I really wasn't giving it my all. We'll say. So now that I have a clearer mind and the way I look at things, you know, I have inspiration within myself. I'm like, well, what can we do different today? You know, I want to look. I'm a Gemini, so I just want to more morph into something each day.
I love that.
That blooms like a flower.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, totally.
Hence my name, Vauz.
Yeah, hence. But I love that you can grab inspiration from basically anywhere.
Yeah.
And that time in your hot tub, which I bet people would love to be in that hot tub with you. But it's like, that's your self-care time.
Yes, I am. And self-care is very important.
And self-care is so important. Even if it's 10 minutes, folks. Like, everybody's like super busy and there's always something you have to do. But take 10 freaking minutes and go sit in a park. If you have a backyard, sit Indian style in the back. Put a 10-minute timer on your phone. And for those 10 minutes, no phone, no Facebook, no nothing. Just listen to the air. Just listen to the birds. Just listen to what's going on around you.
And honestly, it's the best medication.
Oh, and
it truly is.
Yeah, get addicted to that, you know? What is the hardest part of drag, Vauz?
For me, I would have to say that the hardest part of drag is, you know, sometimes like any work, you know, the look. I enjoy what I do, so maybe I'm coming off saying it wrong, but I would say, like, if you work multiple days in a row, maybe the tiresome of it. That's probably the hardest for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're pumping out a lot. You know, during like prides and like Christmas, and there's just extra stuff on top of extra work. So being tired sometimes.
Being the tiring. Yeah.
But being a part of the community, once I step out on that stage, tiredness goes.
You forget it. It goes away. Isn't that crazy?
It does.
And then when you get off the stage, you're like, holy shit, I'm exhausted. Where did that come from? Did I just run a marathon? What happened?
Like,
right?
And you truly you just step out of your body for that moment. It's truly the energy of our community really does fire. You know, it gives you that fire. So yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about our community. So drag is entertainment, and folks like the patron person of freaking hate, which I hate. Ron DeSantis is always trying to go after drag queens and go after drag shows. I never expected that shit. Like, he just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And now it's like full on all the time, you know? So Lips is usually packed with families, okay?
All the time.
And mostly straight folks. Yeah. Also, like, I'll go in there sometimes and, like, you know, they'll like, oh, Faye, we got you a table. Don't worry, you're good. And I'll look around and it's like, we're the only gay people here, right?
Yeah. And majority of them are that, yeah.
Right? So, like, well, how do you feel about, like, turning on the news or seeing this shit on Facebook and you're seeing the governor of the state targeting you, what you do, and your girls?
Mama, it's very frustrating for me, honestly, because first, he has no idea what he's talking about.
At all.
Number two, I don't even think he's ever been to a drag show, to be completely honest with you, because he fears it, so he knows not of. And I just don't understand of how they think everything that has to do with a man in makeup has to be sexual. It makes no sense to me. He needs to focus on more things like being the governor.
Listen.
And like helping us with the actual stuff that actually protects like our housing crisis.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's so
nobody can find a place to live right now down here. It's crazy.
The price to live here is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And it's all because of this man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's bigger fish to fry.
It is, but it's all a political stunt. He thinks he wants to be president. So, you know, that's where he's at with that. But I think it's completely deranged for him to think by any means that any of a female impersonator would be a child groomer. I mean,
it's just disgusting. And like even that word groomer, like I can't even take my dog to the groomer anymore without thinking about how horrible that word is.
Like,
you know what I mean?
If you try to steer away from the word, you're like, can you bathe my child?
My dog stinks. can you do something about it? You know, because you don't even want to use the wording, you know?
And you don't want to make anybody in the room uncomfortable because then you become a Karen girl.
Oh my God. You know, and I'm saying, like, you know, so there's countless times that you'll have couples in there, you'll have straight men that have never been to a drag show, you know, and I've seen the girls call them out and these guys are totally fine and happy and like, and fun with it and secure and nothing. And then they leave and
Thank you on the way out, give you hugs, thank you for having a good time with me.
And that is another reason why.
What they don't understand is that's an appetizer for the woman when they get home. Because she's watching her husband enjoy himself. If that man can do this for me, then I'm going to go home and do something for him.
Exactly.
That's a good hubby.
Vauz, do you trust other queens? I mean, I know there's I know. Listen, I know plenty.
Ooh,
I know plenty of queens. I'm friends with plenty of queens. I love them. You know, you think about like throwing the pearls down the stairs so that bitch falls so you can take her spot. You know?
I saw nothing.
I saw nothing.
Truly, there are few and far between. I'll say it like that.
Okay.
Out of just respect, I won't name every
No,
name
I get you.
However,
you can give me what does their name start with? Initials.
I can give you hints. No, I'm kidding. I will say for sure that I have had some run-ins with a couple of girls that I wish would have not happened because we all are adults and it could have been handled in a different way. However, you know, in heat of the moment, you know, I never say that each of you are right or wrong. Both of you are wrong in the moment that you would allow something like that to ruin a friendship. I've had a couple of that, but I've also had a couple of backstabbers that would to your face, different from behind your back.
Yeah.
And it's all gravy.
And is that like a way of like trying you, like to see like, okay, you know, this is her spot, she's gonna keep that, or to maybe kind of like say I'm more talented than you?
I would say more of a threat. Probably. Only because when I was a couple years back, when I was, you know, here, I was here. And
but you weren't
the drive that I have today scares a lot of people.
Yes, bitch.
Because I am a machine.
Yes, yes.
God gave me a second opportunity, so I'm definitely going to make my career right this time. And I've done that. So
and they can see it.
That it scares a lot of people.
No, and it will continue.
Amen.
And it's crazy that the more you shine, the more that you will have people come up to you and go, wow, I'm watching you shine. Thank you for shining. I was worried about you a couple of years ago. Now you look good. But then in the same breath, you'll also get those others that liked you effed up, that liked you a mess, that liked you hungover and not being able to do your job, you know? So me and Vauz have a lot more in common than I actually thought before we got into bed. Aside from being freaking fabulous.
Oh my God. Just a little something.
We are both huge dog advocates and we're both sober.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and I asked you beforehand if you were comfortable with talking about this. And, you know, I mean, I get it. You work where there's bottomless drinks all the time, you know? But some people don't want to talk about their sobriety. And I respect everybody's, you know, wishes when it comes to that and their boundaries. You know, constantly from this bed, I tell our viewers that I recover out loud. You know, if I'm having a tough day, my coworkers have heard me say, hey, I thought about drinking today, right? It doesn't mean I'm going to drink today. It just means that it's part of the process. There are things that will trigger us, get us mad, and it's up to us to continue the work to stay sober. Shit ain't easy.
No, it's not, ma'am.
It ain't easy, you know? So I so appreciate that you also recover out loud.
Amen.
You know, like you post about it, you talk about it. Somebody asks you, you don't even hesitate. You're like, no, I'm sober. I've been sober a couple of years. And, you know, is it for the same reason? Because you want to let others know that it's possible?
I think it's very important, you know? I think I was so stuck on feeling sorry for myself in my weakest moment that when I did get sober, it was for all the right reasons. So I figured, you know, let me start by saying this so that I'm clear on how I want to present this today, because this is very, very important to me. Being sober is a new life for me. So when the pandemic happened, we lost a lot of jobs. You know, us girls could not work.
Yeah.
You know, there was no bars. Couldn't go out and couldn't do things. That was a lot. And
not everybody can do the stuff on Facebook. Not everybody can do that. You
it was hard, you know, and, you know, bills weren't being able to pay. You can't keep your internet, you know, and you had to be connected to the world. So it really gave me a moment to sit down. And then I started losing a lot of friends because of, you know, the pandemic and the disease going around and COVID, and it was happening really fast and rapidly, like a lot. And I'm like, what? During downtime, we're like, we have nothing right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, self-care. Let's do this. You know, if we get an opportunity to come back from this.
Because we didn't know at that time.
We didn't know.
We were cleaning things that were coming in from the grocery store. We didn't know.
We didn't know we were going to just, this is it. So I thought to myself, if I do get an opportunity to come back, I want to come back strong. I want to come back better than ever. And a better version than I could ever. And the only way that I felt that I was going to be able to do that was to shed what I felt like was a brick.
Okay.
And
was it drugs or drugs and alcohol?
I was cocaine, alcohol, cigarettes.
Everything. Okay. Cigarettes too? You got off cigarettes too? Girl.
It was bad, you know?
Okay. Because like I have sponsees that will, okay, I'm getting them off alcohol. I'm helping them get off alcohol. But I'm like, look, let's not do with the cigarettes now. Let's do one bite at a time because that's not easy.
No, it's not.
And you did it all at once.
I did.
Wow.
I did. I literally was just like, you know what? It's my birthday. My birthday's on June 8th. It's the symbol for infinity.
I love that. Is that your silver day?
And it became my day. And I wanted to lock it in. I didn't want it to pass the 8th because of that reason. I'm very spiritual on that. And that became a number. So that would be my anniversary each month. And I just started my journey.
I love
and
that.
then a year after my journey, we were able to come back to work. And I auditioned for Lips. And I solidified it even more.
And you've been there ever since?
Mama. And then a few days ago, I just hit 2 years, 8 months.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I feel better than ever. I wake up in the morning and I enjoy life.
Yes,
Like,
yes. You know, like I worked all weekend and I was thinking to myself, like, if I was still drinking and drugging like I used to, like I would have to wake up and, you know, shaking, right? And I would have to have my 4 shots of vodka with my coffee to stop shaking and to go back out and host something.
Mama.
And I thought I was doing a good job, boss. I thought I was killing it. I thought I was the best
Me
host
too, girl.
in the whole entire world. I was like, I know people that I see now, I'm 8 years sober, and I have people that will come up to me and go, bitch, you almost threw me off a stage, you know?
Oh my gosh.
And I can laugh about it now.
Right,
but that was in front of my community. That was in front of my people. That was, you know, and it's like, coño, like, you know, like I beat myself up. But we beat up ourselves over all that crap, you know?
I'm happy to say that some have remembered the old me, but some have
forgotten
because of how hard I've worked to push her away.
Yep. No, and you know,
But my voice is in my advocacy right now. So you could be a queen in the clubs, and you don't have to be, you know, drinking. You don't have to drink. You don't have to drug. You don't have to do any of that to be popular or to be an amazing
or to be fun or to be a great entertainer.
I mean, life itself is a drug.
How the hell did you do all those splits and kicks and all that shit while you were drinking and drugging, like, and not hurt yourself? Because you gotta see this
Honestly,
girl. Like, it's like when she goes on, okay, everybody clears out because we're ready to get a dance show on, right?
My dancing now, though, is way better than back then, mama. It was sloppy back then.
Yes.
I mean, I did dance, but it wasn't like today.
I love that. You know,
Oh
like
my gosh.
when I came in, I just wanted my life back, right? I wanted I wanted the fiance that I had, the girl that left me. I wanted a $200,000 job that I got fired from because of my alcoholism. I wanted all that shit back, okay? And I went in to get it. And guess what? I got none of it back. I got much more back.
Amen. Yeah.
And, you know, and there are people that still to this day are like, Faye, you know what? I'm glad that you're sober. I'm glad you're making your amends to me, but I don't want to be anywhere near your ass. You broke my heart. You fucked up my world. I just don't want to be in the same room with you. But do you, and great. And I respect them for it, you know?
Amen.
And then there's others that are just have kept their distance, but now are slowly coming back because the only way you could show some people that you've changed is by just changing, by just living, by just shining how you're shining. That it's just impossible for someone to see you back then and then see you now and not see the difference in your face, you know?
Yes. Truly.
Wow, you got me all hyped up. I'm all inspired now and shit.
That's what I love, though. I love to inspire. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? If I could inspire anyone, it would be to inspire the ones that feel like they have no voice in the back of the crowd. You know, here recently, I've had a few friends that didn't feel like they had a voice, you know? And then they always end up with the same crowd that they feel like they have to do it in. And
over and over and over again.
It's just a cycle that they feel like they can't get out of.
Yeah.
But I'm just a phone call away.
Exactly, right? And how many times do I tell you folks that? Like, you know, reach out to somebody. There's someone out there to talk to you. There's someone that feels the same way you do. Okay.
I want none of my friends or my sisters or my family to ever feel like they can't call me if they're down on that.
Yes.
I will not judge. It's not about judgment. It's about being there.
It's about being there.
And they need someone to hear it because I've been there. I know what it's like. I've had it. I've had to swallow it hard, baby.
Girl, and
See
you know,
what I mean?
yeah, and no one recovers alone. Like
Never.
you need other people for it. And trust, look, in our community, I get offered cocaine every time I go out. Like literally.
Mama, girls doing right in front of me.
I will be in the bathroom and a boy will go and pass it under. And my wife is there dying laughing. Like, they know you? I'm like, yeah, but I guess they don't know me that well. You know what I mean? And I'm like, thanks. And I'll just pass it back. You know? You know, I don't even carry a pen top anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, not a tutor. Oh my Jesus. Those were the days of our lives.
A mess. Those were the days of our lives. And we were a mess. So if you're still a mess, trust me. Look, there's two people sitting in front of you right now
Mama,
that are
call me.
testaments.
I am
you know,
definitely.
that it is possible, girl.
I can get you, baby.
You've been married for a while, girl. You've been married for like.
Mama,
15 years? No, wait, more.
It's 17 years.
17 years.
We met in 2007.
Okay.
2005.
So many questions about that. Okay, my first is like, is it? No, but that question's not even gonna go because you guys were together. When I heard that you were married for so long, I thought, okay, she did it out of necessity to maybe get the hell out of her house, you know, because you were about that age. Okay, I don't know the story yet, folks. Okay, I go, she probably got married out of necessity to get the F out of the house. You know, you don't know what kind of things you deal with when it comes to parents. It doesn't matter where they're from. You know, when they shun you, they shun you. But then it's not like you guys got divorced or anything. Here you are almost 20 years later, still married. So it was not like someone taking advantage of you or anything like that. Like, please tell me.
So, long story short, I wasn't looking for love. Definitely not looking for love because I was young. I was working at a bar in Jacksonville. At this time, I had stopped doing female impersonation and I wanted to try to get back in touch with my boy self.
Okay.
So we did what would be called a go-go dancer.
Okay.
And I met him through that way. He tipped me. I thought it was a joke. Long story short, we had a conversation on the phone. We slowly started becoming friends and then became lovers. So, I mean, it's not like a real sweet story.
Honey, but it's got longevity, bitch. It's been 17
but
years.
I will tell you that we bloomed together when I decided to get sober.
Is he older?
He is the same age as I. And he's only a month, he's a month older. We'll say he's allowed to be a month older, but we are both 40.
Oh my God.
So
okay.
I love the fact that we get to go through experiences together. We've gotten to grow together.
Literally, yeah.
And one's not older than the other. Okay. I mean, it truly is a blessing in disguise.
But you've changed over these 17 years. You've, played around with being a boy, then you wanted to do your drag entertainment, and then like now you're living life as a woman. He's been with you through all of this.
Yeah, he truly loves me.
And he supports all of that and has he questioned you or any issues with any of it? No, like just smooth. He tipped you as a go-go boy, honey. Okay, let's put this into perspective. You go to Johnson's, you see this hot-ass boy working, you give him some money, he gives you his number, you talk, and then months later, he decides that he's gonna be a drag queen and look this hot as a woman. Like,
well, for a while, I still stayed Robbie, until we learned each other.
Yeah.
And then as we got older and stuff and learned each other's, I say genetics. Mm-hmm. He truly does it. This to him is me.
Okay, but he was with you also when you were bad. When you were in your addiction as well.
Yes.
Was he also doing it with you?
No. He's never.
Shut up.
I did it behind his back.
He's a normie like that, for real.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a normie is what we call people that don't do anything, that have no problem doing everything and anything, but they don't have an issue with nothing.
Yes.
What? That is crazy.
I mean, my husband is like a typical, laid back. I like to say my husband's gay but straight. Persona.
Okay, got it.
He's cars. He doesn't like the club.
He likes football. He likes sports and stuff.
And all that.
He's a boy's boy.
Very much country bumpkin boy.
Steak and potatoes.
Mama. Yes, very much that.
Is that your type?
I love that.
Okay.
Love that about him. And it also reminds me of home.
I love that. Do you have an open relationship or is it just you two?
We used to have an open. So through the years, we've learned.
Evolution, folks, what I'm always telling you about growth.
Yes. And honestly, in younger years, we believed working together as a couple we did try things, as every gay couple would. And to me, I thought it made us healthy as a couple, or healthier as a couple, because, we experienced those experiences together. Nobody was doing anything behind each other's back. Everybody was very forward with it. We were friends with the people, you know what I mean? But my girlfriend at work the other day just said, oh, that was in your younger years. Now you're in your golden years. So now I'm assuming we're in our golden years because, we're pretty humble with where we're at. And we love each other very much more than we ever have.
So when it's just you and your boo sitting on the couch, what do you binge watch?
Mama. DVR down. I mean, when Vauz has the time to sit down and watch TV.
I get it.
But Real Housewives, Drag Race, you name it.
All right.
His favorite shows, though, are The View. Mama loves The View. My husband loves The View.
He loves him some whoopee. Does he like whoopee?
Mama. Jay, Miss Behar, he's in love with Miss Behar.
I love Joy. Joy is awesome. Yeah.
He's truly loves that. He loves talk shows. He loves staying up to date. He loves CNN. He's very much that kind of a.
He is a boy's boy.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Well, I hope to meet him someday. I love that. Anybody that can stand next to you and support you and have your back like that, because you're so confident about your relationship with him. I love that.
I do love him. Yes.
And relationships go through obstacles.
But he's my best friend before my husband. You know what I mean? Like, we've truly worked on that friend relationship because I believe that it stems from that to get to know someone, to truly love someone.
I love that. Does he go to your shows?
He used to. Not so much anymore because he's a very busy man.
No, and that's fine.
He owns his own business.
I love that.
So
I love that.
He's his only employee and he runs his thing by himself.
I love that. No, but I mean, we're always out. We're always doing something. They don't, I for me personally, like my wife says it all the time. If I was up your ass all the time, I wouldn't be your wife. You wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to be with me. No. If I was, where are you? What are you doing now? I wouldn't be. You wouldn't have chosen me to be your wife. I'm like, you're absolutely right. Like, I can't feel smothered like that.
No.
I want you next to me for events,
I wouldn't
but
say
it's
that
not
he
necessary.
Considers it smothering. He considers that letting me be me.
Letting you be you.
Yeah, you go do your thing, baby girl, and when you come home, we have a.
Exactly. Just bring the money. Anyway.
Which girl I have to say is a true blessing, mama.
All right, so here at the FayWhat show, we play a game called Say What with FayWhat. And what it is, it's like a lightning round. It's really quick. I'll give you two things, and you pick one of the two things that sparks Vauz, something that you like, okay? So like if I said, black or white.
White.
Okay, like that. Very easy, okay? All right, here we go. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Soda or juice?
Juice.
Pepperoni pizza or cheese pizza?
Cheese.
The toilet paper goes over or under?
Over.
Yes, bitch! I hear people do that. I will change people's toilet.
That was a trick, bitch.
No, but I will go into somebody's house and go to the bathroom and see the toilet paper from under and I go,
no.
Okay, but before, when I was in my horrible days of drug and alcohol addiction, I'd be looking through the medicine cabinet to see what they had. See, things, I've gotten better, you see?
I was going to say, did you care which way it was?
I didn't even notice it was there when I was drunk, to be completely honest. Air dry and you're good, right?
Oh my goodness.
Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh, waffles.
Morning or night?
Night.
Baseball or volleyball?
Volleyball.
Scooby-Doo or Tom and Jerry?
Scooby-Doo.
Boat or plane?
Boat.
Painting or drawing?
Drawing.
Reading or writing?
Reading.
Singing or dancing?
Dancing.
Bitch, I knew that. T-shirt or sweaters?
Ooh, sweaters.
Flowers or trees?
Flowers.
Phone or computer?
Phone.
Superman or Black Man? Or Black Man. I just started a brand new. Marvel, call me. Black Man should be something. I'm just saying. Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Doctor Who or The Walking Dead?
Ooh, The Walking Dead.
Lions or bears?
Lion.
Milk or juice?
Juice.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
80s music or 2000s music?
Oh, 2000s music.
Facebook or TikTok?
TikTok.
Blue or green eyes?
Ooh, blue eyes.
Fire or ice?
Fire.
Straight or curly hair?
Curly.
Yeah! All right, Vauz Allen, find her at Lips for Roulette of Drag. Follow her on social media. And sober folks, see it is possible to have a life beyond your wildest dreams sober. All right, so make sure that you follow Vauz on all social media platforms. She is an incredible human. And when you come down to Lips, go see her. Say hi, I saw your interview. I'm sober too, or I'm trying to get sober. Damn, bitch, they got you working a lot.
Mama, you can catch me there every night of the week except for Monday.
Monday's the day of the Lord.
Amen.
It's not, but it's the day of the Lord when it comes to our world.
Day of rest.
a day of rest, girl. Vauz Allen on the FayWhat show. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Thank you. Did I mention she's half Puerto Rican, half Boricua, para que lo sepa? All right, we'll be right back. Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye, what's on my mind? So I'm constantly screaming about getting a pet, and adopt, don't shop. Well, after last week, I'm going the opposite way, like completely, okay? I wrote this after I rescued a malnourished, beautiful pup last week. The people had seen it as a cute little puppy and thought it was a good idea to get her, right? A German Shepherd. Take that in. This beautiful pup was sad and wanted to play. They had her in a cage with her own poop and wouldn't give her food or water because they didn't want her to pee or poop. What the F? So your girl cursed them out and stole the dog. Okay, I got the paperwork and everything. Don't worry, don't call the cops on me, okay? But I was so angry that someone could be that irresponsible that it made me realize that there are a lot of people out there that honestly should not be allowed to own dogs, as in not, okay? I should say that I've been watching pups since I got sober. So I have seen some things personally that I can personally attest to on some of these points, okay? So no, not everyone should get a pet. And today I'm gonna tell you what's on my mind. It's, the certain a-holes that really shouldn't have pets, okay? So look, since anyone can actually get a dog, many people who should not own dogs end up acquiring them through various ways. Sometimes they receive them as gifts. Sometimes they buy them for horrible reasons like dog fighting. Sometimes they buy them without a clue, like the person buying the German Shepherd, not knowing what that kind of a dog needs. Whatever the case, there are many people out there that should not have dogs. And now I'm going to tell you 6 such examples of those people. First, people that should not have dogs are people who travel a great deal and have to leave their dogs in kennels. Dogs cannot be left alone for a few days like cats. With a person checking in on them once in a while. Dogs, you can't do that with dogs. Most dogs are not litter trained and they need to go outside to do their business. They drink and eat more than cats, and a limited supply of food or water can run out very quickly. And unlike cats, they can get lonely and upset very quickly if left alone. Because dogs are not apt to stay at homes by themselves, they have to be babysat by someone trusted, or maybe go to a kennel. If a kennel is the only option, then this can be a very terrifying and lonely experience for the dog. Dogs can suffer a great amount of stress at a kennel. Kennels are loud and chaotic. The people looking after the dogs usually cannot devote special attention to a single dog, which adds to the stress of dogs that need that extra attention. A kennel is not a long-term situation for any dog. So no person who travels extensively should own a dog. That's the first person, all right? Number 2, people who leave their dogs in hot cars on warm days. You assholes should not have dogs, okay? You will often find a dog in a parked car in any given parking lot. Sometimes the window will be left open a little, and sometimes not. Many times the dog will be able to breathe with a ton of hair to act like a fur coat. And every year, a number of dogs die of heat stroke or death because they have been left in a car that turned into an oven within minutes. Owners who think that dogs do not succumb to heat should not be allowed to own dogs, okay? Knowledgeable and caring owners leave their dogs at home on a hot day. If they bring them out for a car ride, then they have a friend who can look after them when they run into the store, or they leash them up outside in the shade. They do not leave them in a car that can become an instant death trap due to high heat, especially down here in South Florida. Third kind of person that should not have a dog, people who leave their dogs outside all day. So many dogs live a life outside, away from their owners and other pets that are inside. Whether the owner has an acre of land, a small yard, or a balcony, dogs should not be left outside all day. Any owner who thinks that this is best should not own a dog, plain and simple. Dogs are pack animals and have a strong attachment to their human family. They need attention and love, and being isolated outside all day can cause them a lot of mental pain. Additionally, outside dogs are at risk for injury from animals, humans, and the weather. They are also more likely to be stolen and sold for profit or even put into fighting rings. Lastly, they can become yard aggressive and be hostile to everyone, even people that they know who come into their property. So if that's you and you want to leave your dog outside, don't get a dog. Okay, next, people who should not have a dog, people who don't have a backyard. Some dogs can get their exercise from playing with another dog or running around the backyard. However, If a household has no other pets and no backyard and the owner does not enjoy playing with their dog at a near park or something like that, or taking them on very, very, very long walks, then the owner should not own a freaking dog. Seriously, okay? And I mean time. A dog needs half an hour of running. If you have like a pit bull or a German Shepherd or a Doberman, they need like a nice hour of just running. If you don't have that kind of time, don't get that kind of dog. Fifth person that should not have a dog. People who do not consider a dog's dietary needs just like humans and all other creatures on earth. Dogs live because of food. Without food, they would die. Some people think that dogs can eat anything and thrive on it. And these people should not own dogs. Cheap dog food is often made up of ingredients that dogs do not need, like grain, corn, and a bunch of crappy additives. Not only are these ingredients basically fillers, but they're not nutritious for the dog at all. And often they make up the bulk of like cheap dog food. They just put it in to fill up the space. Dogs are carnivores, which means they need a diet full of meat. However, not all dogs are the same, and their diet needs can vary depending on their age, their health, and activity level. Oils, organ meat, vegetables, and vitamins can all be an important part of a dog's diet, and responsible owners know this. Like my dog is completely allergic to poultry. I had no idea. And there's chicken byproduct and chicken product and chicken meal and chicken broth in everything. Okay? Responsible dog owners will find out about their own dog's needs and follow through with it. The sixth kind of person that should not have a dog, people who smoke. Okay, I see this one a lot, especially with older men and their little Shih Tzus. They're driving down the road with their windows rolled up and the old man is, okay, killing his life away in that car. That poor little dog doesn't have a choice in the matter and the owner doesn't really care. I also see this with kids, but I don't really care too much about kids. I care more about the dogs, okay? A dog is made up of all the same stuff that we are. They have teeth, okay, that need to be cared for. They have a stomach, a heart and brain, and they have lungs, okay? So, all right, now you know. If you are any of these things, maybe get a cat. Yeah, maybe a cat is for you. But if you don't see anything wrong with leaving a pet in the car, then on second thought, don't get any pets. Get a fish. You know what? Go get a plant. I think that'll work best, all right? Well, that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ+ community. It's often hard for us girls, but if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We opened the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ+ community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so strong. Until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did, so make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo, so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started